Welcome back to the channel. My name is Todd Jewell, and in today's video, it is once again time for our market update for January 2025. I think you're going to find the numbers somewhat interesting, so make sure and stick around to the end. All right, let's get to it. So let's begin with days on market. Now, if you haven't watched one of these videos before, you may not know what that means. Days on market very simply mean this: how many days was a home actively listed for sale? So if it goes on the market today, active, you can go look at it. It's available for purchase. How many days until that home goes under contract, goes pending, or whatever? That's what days on market are, very simply. Well, at the end of January 2025, we were seeing 43.2 days. And remember, when we're doing our market updates, and I'm going to do some more detailed updates on some more specific areas this month, but for this market update, we are looking at Knox County, the entire county, nothing outside of the county, but all of Knox County. So 43.2 days. That number was 39.1 days at the end of December 2024. So we saw, 3 days, 4 days increase in days on market. But if we compare that to year over year, last year at the end of January 2024, we were seeing 30.8 days. So we've actually saw days on market here grow about 13 days. Now, some of that has to do with the fact that, homes are sitting a little bit longer because people are starting those homes, still continuing to push prices up. The market is saying, nope, we'll give you a price increase, but we're not going to give you 15% year over year. So there's a lot that's playing into these numbers, but we're still seeing 43.2 days, which is not a long time on market. I will tell you, as we work through these numbers though, that number, like many of them, are very specific to the market. If you're in certain parts of West Knoxville and some other areas, the days on market can be very short compared to other parts of Knoxville, but in general, 43.2. Now, let's look also at what percent of sold to original list price. So what this number is an indicator of when someone puts a house on a market originally listed, their original list price, what did it actually sell at as a percent of that original list price when it does sell and close? Well, it was 96.1% at the end of January 2025. It was 96.2 at the end of December, so almost really no movement at all. It was 96.9 year over year last year. We've seen that drop just a little bit. So last January, 96.9% of the original list price what a home sold for. You could expect about 3% off the list price for the general home here in Knox County. This year, 96%, so you've almost gained a percent. That's a drop to the original list price. As I said, that percent somewhat is coming from the fact that the market is still giving appreciation. The market's still going up, but in a lot of areas, that's a 1 to 3% appreciation rate, not a 7 to 10% plus appreciation rate. And so some of our sellers are having to adjust to that. So not a lot of movement in days on market month to month, a little bit of movement year over year, very little movement, honestly 1% in our sale to original list price. Now let's look at absorption rate, and then we're going to look at active listings that are new to the market, as well as new listings that are new to the market, as well as just active listings overall. So if we take our absorption rate, now I want to explain absorption rate to those of you who don't know. Absorption rate is very simply this. It is if we had no more listings today hit the market, based on the rate of sales, how long would it take to sell everything on the market? Well, our absorption rate at the end of January was basically a 2 months worth of inventory that we have left. At the end of December, it was 2.1 months. So actually our absorption rate has gotten worse. It's actually dropped where we have less inventory available for sale based on the current sale rate. So that's a surprise to many people. A lot of you, I'm hearing from across the country, the market you're in, and don't go online and look at these so-called experts. A lot of times they're singing gloom and doom. They've been singing that for years. They've not been right yet. They just cost people thousands of dollars in money. But if you look at a lot of that, they'll tell you inventory is rising in a lot of areas. The market's really softening. That's just simply not the case. Here in Knox County, at least, where we are only at a 2 months absorption rate. Now, last January is 1.72. So it has improved slightly year over year, where does that number need to be? If you're looking to buy here and you want to have a nice selection of homes where you can look at a few homes and pick the one that fits you best, not just be lucky enough to find one that will work, that number needs to probably be about 4 months worth of absorption rate, at a minimum 3. So we're still nowhere near. We need that to go up into the 3rd before we have anything that's a little bit better for the buyer. It is still definitely a seller's market as long as the seller is getting the home in a good sellable condition and is a little bit realistic on the appreciation that they expect to get year over year. So still seller's market. If you are at home looking at Zillow or Realtor, any of these places where you're seeing new listings, what you're seeing is there's not a lot of listings. I hear that over and over with you. This number is just a reflection of that. You know, we will see more listings hit the market. We're going to talk about some raw numbers here in just a second as we get into spring, but that does not necessarily mean that our absorption rate will go up, because our rate of sale could also increase at least that much, if not more. So it actually could go down. We'll have to wait and see what rates do. We're going to have to wait till and see how many people actually put their homes on the market come spring to see if this number improves for us. We all got our fingers crossed. If you're looking to buy a home, or we're looking for you a home, that number is going to increase. Now, raw numbers. So how many active listings are on the market total in Knox County? How many homes, single family residents, were for sale into January 2025? That number was 1,228 homes. If we compare that to the end of December, it was 1,285 homes. We saw the absorption rate drop. We also saw the number of active listings drop slightly month over month. How does that compare to last year? Well, last January, we only had 987 homes in the entire county for sale. That's a very, very small number. So it has improved. As I said, our absorption rate reflects that number. It has improved just slightly. Now, new listings. New listings are a number that we really hope to see increase every month. So next month, we're going to hope this number is even more. The new listings are simply this: how many homes are listed for sale during the month of January? New listings in January. In all of Knox County, that number was 635. How does that compare to year over year? Because we're in a time of year that's very seasonal. Well, last year at this time, it was 549 January of 2024. So once again, a slight increase, little bit better, not enough to make a real difference in the absorption rate, but it at least is an improvement. How does that compare to month over month? Well, December was only 443, but I want to put that in perspective. It doesn't mean that there's a lot more houses hit the market. That's seasonal. So if we look at December of 2023, that number was 454. December of 24 was 443. Almost the same. So you are, and so it's very easy to look at two numbers taken out of context, December of 24 and January of 25, and say, wow, look how many more homes hit the market in January. We're starting to see a lot more inventory. That is absolutely not the case. What we're seeing is just the very seasonal adjustments. It's why you have to, especially this time of year, look at year over year numbers to get any real understanding of where the market's headed. You really need a couple years worth of numbers, but at the end of the day, it is slightly improving. So when we take these numbers, what are they doing to prices? That's what matters, right? So if we look at pricing, the median sales price, now this is very, very important. A lot of places you look has average sales price. Average sales price in a county that has no more homes selling in it than Knox County does can be influenced in a pretty big way by a few sales on the top or bottom end of that number. So I don't use average. I do not think it's a good indicator of the direction of the market when you're looking for trends. And if you're someone that really likes data, you understand trends matter. That's what you're looking for. And the median sales price does a much better job, in my opinion, and in many people's opinions, of giving you a truer picture. Here's what median means. It means that 50% of the homes that sold in Knox County were above this price. And then it means that 50% of the homes were below this price. So it's exactly right in the middle of the homes that sold. It is the median price. And that number at the end of January 2025 was $392,740. $392,740. And so You know, it's still below 400. We actually got above 400 a few months ago for 2 or 3 months, and then we got back below it last month. It was 392.50. So it's up a little, but a very, very small percentage, almost, you know, almost just flat. If we look at year over year, what we're seeing year over year is January 2024, that number was 384,900. That represents about a 2% increase, appreciation rate, year over year, January to January in all of Knox County. Once again, very important if you're looking online, I know many of you are, that you realize that that number is very specific, once again, to the area that you're looking in. Right, so what does these numbers tell us? You know, it's really hard right now to tell you where the market's going to go. Almost everybody I talk to asks me, so what do you think the market's going to do in the spring? What's coming this year? Well, here's what I can tell you that I believe wholeheartedly. We will not see a price decrease in Knox County in our median sales price. I can't see anything that leads us to believe that that's possible. You know, if rates stay where they are, which are a little higher, a lot of people think they're going to decrease as the year goes along a little bit, but if they stay where they are, buyer demand will probably stay fairly steady, and we'll see a modest appreciation rate depending on the part of the county you're in as we go throughout this year. If we were to see rates take a significant drop, and when I say significant, I mean probably 2% drop over where they are today, you know, you get back in the mid to low 5s. If that were to happen, we could see a significant increase again in the median sales price and our appreciation rates. So, you know, that could happen. So, you know, many of you, they're looking to buy are saying, boy, I hope rates drop. I'm telling you right now, you're better off if you're looking to buy that rates don't really drop much. They stay pretty steady. You buy your home, and then down the road, when rates drop, you refinance that home so that you aren't going to have to be in a bidding war or a fight over these homes. We don't have a lot of homes. All the numbers indicate that here in Knoxville, and we have a lot of people moving to the area. We just had a story come out on one of our local news channels, you know, that there's more jobs available in Tennessee than there are people to fill them. The growth in Tennessee, especially here in East Tennessee, has been significant as companies continue to move into our area. They're bringing some people with them, because they can't find enough people here to fill those jobs. But when they do that, we don't have the housing for them. So it once again continues to burden the housing market. So when you take the state of Tennessee and the really solid position that it's in, and you take that and you compare it to the Knoxville area and the very limited amount of homes that we have, not just for sale, but they're even under construction. You don't look around Knoxville and see thousands of homes being put in. You see a few hundred here, a few hundred there, and just nowhere close to what we really need in this area. And if you're looking out in West Knoxville, you see very little new construction, especially in the Farragut and east of Farragut area, because there's just no more land left to develop. So I don't see any of those areas having any risk, in my opinion, of anything dropping. So if you're looking to buy, sooner the better. The market will heat up a lot as we approach late spring and the kids start to get out of school, and many people want to move during that period of time so the kids can start school again late summer, and they'll already be in their new home. So if you can buy before that, you're probably going to have a little less competition. The reality of it is you're probably going to have a few less choices, but I really believe you're still going to be in a better spot to buy sooner than later if that's humanly possible. If you're looking to sell, this is going to be once again a very, very solid year for you to do that. Now, I want to give a little advice to those of you who are looking to sell that may watch this. We've picked up some viewership here locally, and I want to say this. If you want to get a premium for your home, and it's very easy to do today, but you must get your home in very good condition. Buyers, and we're working with dozens and dozens of them at a time, buyers are not willing to give you premium price for a home that then has to be updated, renovated, has to have things done to it. So I call those mismatched homes. The market 2 years ago would allow that to happen because it was so crazy. Today it's not. So if you're looking to sell your home, do the little things that need to be done, get the big things out of the way as well if you want that premium, or if you don't want to do those things, just price the home accordingly to take that into account so the person who's purchasing that home will see the value in it and the potential in it for down the road. If you're someone who is thinking about moving to this Knoxville area, anytime in 2025 and you haven't reached out to us, you absolutely need to do so. The sooner the better. The more we can talk through the timing, the process of this, what you need to do to get your home sold there, what your options are here, the better. So make sure to schedule that Zoom. If you haven't subscribed, you want to do that as well so you see when we're releasing these videos. Give us a thumbs up. If you enjoyed the video and you find the channel helpful, it's really encouraging to us that are making and doing these videos. And until next time, guys, I cannot wait to see you around Knoxville really soon.